Hi there, I'm Kellen King. I'm one of the officers for the Oregon Chapter Percussive Arts Society, and I also teach at Western Oregon University. Today we're going to be talking about the OMEA All-State Audition Etudes for Wind Ensemble. This video is going to be talking about the first mallet etude, Jesus My Joy, Movement 1 by Johann Sebastian Bach. So this etude was originally a motet for choir, and now it's been adapted to marimba. First thing we're going to be thinking about is 2 or 4 mallets. For this one, I would recommend 2 mallet. I don't really see any reason why we would need to play with 4 mallets on this one. There's really just 2 voices, so 2 mallets should work out great. Now that's going to work out well for us because we can practice each hand separately, right and left hand, and that's going to help us learn our voicings, meaning what are the important voices in here. There's a lot of times where one voice is maybe ascending and descending as the melody, and there's another voice that is maybe just hanging on to one note or just harmonizing the melody. And those, when we're voicing it, can maybe be a little bit more under the texture, so that way we're hearing more melody and the accompaniment can be a little bit under. Okay, so I would recommend practicing this right hand and left hand separately and then putting it together. Okay. In terms of phrasing, we want to make sure that we're following the dynamics written on the page. So we have a range of anywhere from piano to forte. And you want to make sure that your pianos are very soft, your fortes are fairly loud. That way we can really maximize our dynamics. Often what happens with younger players is our softer dynamics really aren't soft enough. So really strive to bring your pianos down low and then have a really well-adjusted dynamic range in between there and forte. Always really exaggerating, okay? Another way to really maximize your phrasing is following the melodic line. So for instance, in the third measure, we have an ascending line in the right hand and kind of comes back down and up. What I kind of do with that is I follow the dynamics of that line. So if it's kind of going up a little bit, maybe I'll bring that volume up and follow that line. So that's adding another layer of depth to our phrasing here. In terms of rolls, we want to make sure that we're playing with an appropriate roll speed, okay? That means not too fast, not too slow. If it's too fast, that means that it's going to sound very busy and the voices aren't going to blend. It's going to really take away from what we're trying to hear. If it's too slow, it's going to sound like a very slow rhythm and nothing's going to blend as well. So the goal is to find the right roll speed where everything is going to blend and it's going to sound sustained. If we hear too much attack, it's going to be too fast. If we hear a slow open rhythm, it's going to be a little bit too slow. In terms of mallet selection, I chose a medium mallet with a loose wrap. So the mallets I chose were Innovative Percussion TB3s. You can choose whichever mallets you have in your arsenal. But these mallets worked out well for me because one, they're loosely wrapped, so they work really well on the rolls, but they also have a really nice, powerful sound, and they can get to the core fundamental of the note. So when I need that extra power, I have it, but when I also need the voices to blend, that's going to work out really well for me too. So any medium, loosely wrapped mallet should work out very well for this. In terms of other practicing techniques, practice slow, practice smart, okay? Always have a plan in place when you walk into your band room or practice room. So that means when you walk in, say that I'm gonna do the first 4 measures today. Maybe I'm gonna start by learning the right hand, and then I'm gonna start by learning the left hand, and then I'll start putting them together incrementally. Be very smart about how you're practicing, and when you come in the next day, don't just always start from the beginning. Always have a plan in place, so maybe the next day you start at measure 5. And then the last 10 minutes or so of your practice session, go back to the beginning to what you had learned so you can kind of refresh yourself and then add that new material in together which you learned that day. And that's going to help you really get through the process of learning all the notes so you don't just kind of get stuck on the first beginning portion and just polishing that, okay? Other than that, good luck, happy practicing, and we'll have a demonstration of this one coming up.